Morning and welcome to another Minute with Matt. Today we're going to be looking at Philippians chapter 1, verses 1 to 8, and much more specifically, verse 6. I'll flash it up now and you can read it quickly. Okay, so Paul is in prison again, in lockdown, if you will, and he uses, like we do now, technology to reach out and encourage his brothers and sisters, and specifically those in Philippi. So you might think that he would be in need of encouragement himself, but as we saw in his jailbreaking experience in Philippi, that he's not one to be overcome by his circumstance. In fact, his motto and motif is that he can do all things through Christ who gives him strength. Bit of a hero, Paul. He writes in verse 6, being confident of this, that he who began a good work in you is faithful to carry it on to completion. I think he writes this in part because, other than his words, it is currently beyond his own ability to help or serve his brothers in Philippi. And he reminds himself that it's God who started this thing and it's God who will finish it. The writer to the Hebrews reminds us that we are to look to the author and finisher of our faith. He is the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. Are things that are beyond us and beyond our ability troubling us? Do we worry that we won't have what it takes to finish the journey? Does it look like we're stuck? Or perhaps we just simply need to acknowledge, even when we're doing well in our walk with him, that it's God who works in us, and it's him who receives all the honour and all the glory. This to me is one of the most encouraging verses in the New Testament, in fact in all of Scripture. And I think Paul writes it because he has his own experience and share in God's grace, as he hints at later on. He knows it to be true for himself, that God is faithful to finish what he started. And we're in this life not because we first loved him, but because he first loved us. Paul's experience on the road to Damascus, when he was hell-bent on destroying the church, and God reached out and touched him, proved to him that it's a God-initiated thing. God is faithful to finish what we started, and that's why we're in this life. Not because we first loved him, but because he first loved us, as I've said. He didn't give up on us even when we were unrepentant sinners, and he's not going to give up on us now. So let's look to him today, fixing our eyes on Jesus, the author and the finisher of our faith. And for the joy set before us, let's do our part of the bargain. Let's fix our eyes and let's keep on running. And if we fall, we just get up again and remind ourselves that God's with us and we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. Have a blessed day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow, hopefully, God willing. Okay. Bye.